Lalate News headquarters in Santa Monica. This is Mornings Lalate.
It's a big morning on Mornings Lalate as more corporate earnings come in, and there was actually a lot more beats today than misses. What does that tell us about the recession? All the latest details today, live on air. The biggest week that there was beats up tomorrow as the non-farm payroll numbers are released, but guess what came in minutes ago? The number of new jobless claims numbers. I told you I'd have it live on air. I've had it live on air on mornings from no less than 2 years ago for 2 years. And I said it was going to go to 260,000 today. Did I get it right? All the breaking news that happened minutes ago on this recording. Plus, a major new report says that inflation has not yet peaked and will not peak until October. It's not particularly here, it's actually in England. But are they right? It's big lift of your benefits at issue. Approximately $5,000 more per you if you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, rural benefits, and veterans benefits. While the latest details on whether inflation's not peaked in today's recording across the board. Plus, we'll be going over those incredible fourth stimulus checks that are in every U.S. state, done by executive actions from Joseph Biden in the month of March, and viewers are getting them. Last night, we met another viewer who got 12 months of checks. This follows the viewer who got 14 months of checks the day before. Approximately $100,000 for you. You qualify. And in this recording, we're going to go over all those incredible checks. Step 1, subscribe. Step 2, become a member. And step 3, stay the big second half of this live broadcast from on air from Santa Monica, California. But the major lead story we're starting today is, of course, that labor number. We were watching this all this week, all last week, all this weekend. I said it was going to come in at 260,000. Did I get it right? Did I get it right? Of course I got it right. What do you expect? Yes, it came exactly at 260,000, right on the money. I mean, can't be any better than that. I mean, it just looks as good as, lobster shorts sometimes. The only thing that would be better is if it came with some bacon. But from the shores of Santa Monica, California, we have the latest details on that labor number. We got it right again. 260,000 released minutes ago, right on the money. It's a big broadcast. It's a big morning from the shores of Santa Monica. Let's get to the details. It's Mornings Lalate, and the details start right here, right now, as Mornings Lalate gets underway. Hey, good morning, everybody. Hope you're having a beautiful day. It's August 4th, 2022 from the shores of Santa Monica, California, as more earnings have been released for the second quarter of 2022, and there were a lot more beats than yesterday. What's going on? All the latest details across the board. Plus, we have the preview of Friday's non-farm payroll number. What are we looking for? What is Wall Street looking for? And what am I projecting? We'll see if we get that one right, because we got today's number right again. I said it was going to be 260,000. I've been saying it for over a week. 260,000 new jobless claims released today was my projection. Did I get it right? Yes, exactly 260,000 on the money. Plus, a major report coming out of England. It's one of the most in-depth reports we've had about your benefits impact. It's inflation. We'll have the latest details on this jaw-dropping report from the Bank of England released minutes ago. It impacts your benefits if they're correct. We'll have the latest details in today's recording. Plus, in the big second half, we'll go over those 4 stimulus checks in every U.S. state. Become a member. Go under this video, become a member. Welcome to the new members who joined yesterday, over 100 new members. Welcome to the returning members, and also welcoming to those members who have upgraded from Purple Hawk to Purple Power, or from Purple Power to Casino VIP. But we start first with a major story right now, which is the earnings recession. More corporations reported their earnings minutes ago, and there were a lot of beats. A lot more beats than certainly just a few weeks ago. This is second quarter, 2022, and what do we see? Nikola, the EV electric manufacturer, beat on revenue majorly, and then slightly missed on bottom, just a little bit across the board. Eli Lilly So that is healthcare, that's pharmaceutical, that is all that and more. Jump in the live chat. Do you think it was a beat based upon what we saw with healthcare keep on beating over the last few weeks? It was a beat. It was a beat. Cigna miss. Then on restaurant brands, which is the parent company of Popeyes, Tim Horton, and Burger King, major beat across the board. But all players in every industry are not all the same, because here we go. Shake Shack, same industry, same day of reporting, they missed. Jump in the live chat. Which one do you prefer? Popeyes, Tim Horton, Burger King, the parent company is Restaurant Brands, or do you like Shake Shack? Of course, I'm going to go with Popeyes. Which one do you like? Paramount, the Paramount company, the parent company of Top Gun Maverick, fell 4% despite beating, and Brookings Holdings was a mix across the board. Wow. Meantime, Clorox. Jump in the live chat if you like Clorox. Of course we like Clorox. That was a major miss. So was Toyota's a miss today. On the other side, Coinbase, the company which we featured on the show for over 2 years, the crypto stock trading platform, that is up 25% right now because of a major deal announced with BlackRock. But let me jump over to the other major story we were waiting for all week long. It's the labor number, and we knew that it was coming in today because I've been featuring the new jobless claims number on this channel since it launched in March of 2020. Every week, every morning's live show, this one, and I said today's number was going to be 260. It came in exactly as 260,000 new jobless claims. The progression of the number is fascinating. The reaction of the number is also fascinating. Today, I'll have the latest details on that starting in 1 second. But first, let's look at where that number has gone in just a short period of time. This number was 144,000 new jobless claims back in the month of April. Then it went to 160. Then it went to 200 in July. In the month of July, it shot from 200 to 230, as I said it would. And then for over a week, I said it was going to come back to 260 because it went to 255 for a blink. It came in at 260 minutes ago. It's the reaction to the news that is so surprising. 260,000 jobless claims, new jobless claims, is the highest number since November of last year. It's the worst number of 2022. And yet, some analysts are trying to paint it as a great number, comparing it to historical numbers of 80 or 90 years. Folks, you don't do that. You don't compare it versus historical numbers of 80 or 90 years. You compare it to 1 or 2 years ago. And compared to 1 or 2 years ago, it's not a good number. Let's go over some of the comments coming in minutes ago. The labor market remains in good shape as the summer quarter progresses, but rises in initial claims in April as a cold breeze blowing in the hot labor market this summer, says Stuart Hoffman, Senior Economic Advisor, PNC Financial. Do I agree? Of course I don't agree. No, it's not just a cold breeze in the new jobless claims. The labor market is not strong. 32,000 people have lost their job in the tech sector. Less than 9% of people in the tech sector believe they have job stability. And the number of jobless claims has shot up dramatically from 166 in just 4 or 5 weeks ago to 260 today. Yeah, so the analysis was quick out the door with the trying to do rose-colored glasses. Tomorrow is rose-colored glasses du jour. Why? Because tomorrow is the non-farm payroll job creation number. This is a number that a lot of people, especially in the White House, has a history of really tugging and pulling the number to mean a lot more than it means. So there's a lot of spin on this number. Let me give you the numbers, the projections, and my analysis right now. Tomorrow's number, which is the number of jobs created non-farm for the month of July, is expected to come in at the projection is 258,000, a major drop compared to the month of June, 372,000, and the lowest number since December 2020. Does that look strong? It doesn't look strong. Lowest number since December 2020, down 100,000 in 1 month. But do I agree? Again, it was 372 last month. It's expected to be only 258 tomorrow. What am I projecting? I'm projecting 258 or less. Jump in the live chat. Which one do you think? Do you think it's going to be 258 or less? Do you think it's going to be that number or less? I don't think it's going to be higher than 258. I mean, maybe you believe that is, but I don't think that's happening at all. The way you see a recession is in the earnings from corporations, the labor, which we just went over, and also in the impact of analysis coming from central banks. And this is great news for your benefit lift. Why? Because your benefits are going up a lot. SSI, SSDI, Social Security, Railroad benefits. How much? About $5,000. It's dependent on understanding whether inflation has peaked or not peaked. And minutes ago, we got indication that inflation has not peaked. And who did this come from? Folks, I gotta tell you, in over a week, with the exception of the great quote from Art Hogan about 2 days ago, this is perhaps the most in-depth quoting and details I've seen out there. First, I want you to understand it's not data. It's not data. It's from a central bank, the Central Bank of England, which is the parallel to the United States' central bank, Jay Powell. It's not data, it's analysis. But if you have a lot of belief in the central bank, some don't, for obvious reasons, then you may hold it higher than analysis and put it closer to data than analysis. Let me tell you what the Bank of England said minutes ago. Get ready for this. There's a lot coming. First, they say that there will be a recession in England. Number two, they say the recession will be 2 years. Number three, they say it's going to be the biggest, worst recession since the global financial crisis, which of course was the last recession. They say that they are now increasing interest rates 50 basis points, the highest increase they've done since 1995, because inflation's out of control. Number four, they believe that inflation is not going to peak, watch this one, until October. They believe it's going to surge in England to 13.3% and remain elevated for all of 2023 and will not reach the target inflationary rate of 2% until 2 years thereafter, 2025. Yeah, I told you this is a great quote because there's so much in there. Look at all that information. I know it's all analysis, it's not data, but let me tell you what they just said. First, in spring of this year, I was the only American financial broadcaster to say we're going into recession. I said in February, no one would dare say the word recession in February. It didn't exist in anyone's mouth. The first bank was Deutsche Bank in April. And even then, American banks didn't want to even discuss recession. Even last week, the Federal Reserve doesn't want to discuss recession. I said recession's coming. And I said the recession is going to be 2 years, starting this coming spring in 2023. So what is Bank of England now saying? Yes, 2 years of recession. Next year it starts? Yes. So they're saying the real heart of it starts next year, which is what I said. Number two, I said that inflationary projections of 2% by the end of the year from Jay Powell are ridiculous. He's never getting inflation down to 2%. Bank of England now says that's actually correct analysis for their country, Lalate, because they think that inflation is not going to get to 2% until 2025. That's a little bit different than December of this year. 2025, that's about a lot more years. Number three, they believe, and I think this is one of the most important data we're having this week with the exception of the labor, inflation will not peak until October. Now let's think about that for a second. October peaking inflation. Federal Reserve does not meet in the month of August, so there will be no interest rate spike this month. And then the Federal Reserve comes back in September and does another interest rate spike. Let's look and see what Wall Street analysts are doing with that analysis. This is very important for you right now. Wall Street analysts believe that the Federal Reserve has one more rate hike and it's going to be 50 and that's going to be it. That's 75% of the analysis. I'm in the minority. I said no, they're coming in at 75 basis points in September and they're far from over. Here's the data. This is not analysis. Here's the data. Daily, the Fed governor of San Francisco and Bullard, the Fed governor from St. Louis, both yesterday said, who told you we're done with interest rate spikes? We got a lot more work to do. So there you go. What's important to note is that if inflation has not peaked, folks, your benefits are going up a lot. And with that, let's go over the analysis of your benefits. Your benefits are going up a lot, and this is you if you're on SSA, SSI, SSDI, VA, and more. How much? About $5,000, the biggest lift of your lifetime. Dependent on 3 months of data, we're going to go over the data now, and then we'll go over the calculation right after it. Now that you understand that inflation is not peaked. First, the data. We need to see whether inflation is where it is right now or stays about the same or goes higher in the next 2 months. Why? Because if that happens, you're having the largest lift of your benefits of your lifetime. What data are we specifically looking for? Inflationary data. When's the next data released? Around August 10th, the CPI for the month of July is released August 10th. Then the CPI for the month of August was released September 10th, and the one after that is October 10th. What was the last inflationary data we got? Last Friday, a week ago tomorrow, that revealed the PCE, the Personal Consumption Expenditure Index, and revealed that it was at the highest level since the 1980s. It has not gone down. That PCE is very helpful. Why? Because it's released between the CPIs. The last CPI was released for the month of June on July 13th. And what did it show? Highest level of inflation since the 1980s. And that is why we're watching for that print that's coming out in just days. Let's go over what happened on July 13th. That inflation in the month of May was at 8.6%, but in the month of June, released on July 13th, it surged out of control, higher than the 8.8 projection. We went from 8.6 in the month of May to a whopping 9.1% in the month of June. Out of control. Highest number since 1981. That was on July 13th. The next day, the Producer Price Index, another inflationary number, which gauges wholesale numbers, went to its second highest lift since March of this year. Then on Thursday, the retail sales numbers went even higher. So inflation has certainly not peaked, and we'll get the confirmation of where that number is on August 10th. And now let's go back to your benefit raises. First, will your benefits go up? And then how will they go up? Yes, your benefits are going up. Your benefits are tied to something called COLA, cost of living adjustment. It's determined by another number, and that is the CPI-W, a subsection of the CPI, which we just went over. So it's not determined by the entire CPI-W, only 3 months. The month of July released August 10th. Yes, there we go. The month of August released September 10th, and the month of September released October 10th. Now, we need to see that number where it is or higher, and if that's the case, you're going to get the biggest lift of your generation, of your lifetime. Now, let's go over the calculation you need to know starting right now. Is this you? Yes, it's you. If you're on benefits or going on benefits. And if you're on multiple benefits as well, your benefits are going up. Is it the same amount for everyone, $5,000? No. Some people will have more. Some people will have less. Same percentage? Absolutely. That's the law. For you, if you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, and veterans benefits. What months do we need to look at? That July number released on August 10th, the August number released thereafter, and the September number released thereafter as well. And that is the incredible great news across the board with what we have today to start with. Corporate earnings, major deals across the board? Well, no. Corporate earnings continue to slump. And those corporate earnings, some are beating, some are missing. But what's at issue is that we do not have consistent recessionary pressures in every company in the same industry. We saw early in this recording, jump in the live chat if you haven't voted. Do you like a Shake Shack before a Tim Hortons, Burger King, or Popeyes? Well, Popeyes, Tim Hortons, Burger King beat today, and Shake Shack missed. That shows you that two companies in the same industry are not delivering the same earnings results. Big week of the summer heats up tomorrow when we see those non-farm payroll numbers release, and this, my friends, is why you have to get a forced stimulus check that is in every U.S. state. Go into this video, become a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Calcino, VIP. Become a member to this channel to get those incredible forced stimulus checks that have become a law in the month of March. They are approximately $100,000. And today, another success story. Another success story overnight on the show Evening's Countdown. One viewer, Iona or Ionis, jumped in the live chat and revealed she got 12 months of utility checks. This follows a viewer the day before who got 14 months of rent checks. The viewer last week that got 80 months of checks, and the viewer the day after that got checks from both Check A and Check B. We're going to go over all these incredible checks in just a second. First, let's understand what these checks are. These incredible checks, you qualify for it. Single individual, $75,000 or less, go get them. Married couple, $150,000 or less, go get them. If you rent, if you own, if you're not benefits, if you're not on benefits, go get them as well. Series of executive actions established these checks back in the month of March. And they are federal stimulus by executive order, and they're about $100,000 for renters, for homeowners, for utilities, for mortgage, for more, for lots of different items. We're going to go over all these incredible checks in the big second half. Welcome to the no less than 100 new members that joined yesterday. Join and become a member right today. Go under the video, become a member. Number 2, welcome back to all the existing members. Make sure you keep your membership active and current because there is so much breaking news on a regular basis. Stay a member and continue to be a member. As one viewer in the live chat last night revealed, he's been a member for 18 months. And finally, number 3 is welcome to all the members who upgraded from Purple Hawk to Purple Power and from Purple Power to Calcino VIP overnight. One of the great benefits of being a member is the membership work newsletter delivered Monday through Friday. And in that newsletter is this, the worksheets. Totally free for members. These are all unique. You're not going to see them anywhere else. And this is what helped those 4 viewers. Spelly, the viewer who got 80 checks, the viewer who got 14 checks 2 days ago, and the viewer who got 12 checks yesterday. Let's go over the worksheets right now. It's a PDF you can print on your cell phone or your computer or take notes on a separate piece of paper. What do we know today? Inflation, number 1. Bank of England says inflation is not going to peak, at least there, until October. Fascinating across the board, because if they're right, then that means that the financial cliff I've been projecting for September is almost right on the money. Almost right on the money. Remember, there is no data in the United States that shows inflation's peaked. There is no data that shows inflation's peaked. There are analysts out there that say it has peaked. That's their opinion. It's not grounded in any data. Recession. We are in a recession. We are in a recession because there's only one definition for recession: 2 consecutive negative quarters of GDP growth. We've posted it. We've seen the earnings recession, but it hasn't been broadly felt in all industries equally at the same time. Labor. I told you 260,000 new jobless claims was going to be released this morning by Department of Labor. I got it right again. I got it right at 200. I got it right at 230. I got it right at 260 again today. Then tomorrow, the non-farm payroll job creation number is released, and I'm projecting that number to be dramatically weaker than the month before, and I'm also projecting the White House to spin the number. It's a number that people like to spin. The Federal Reserve. This is very important, folks. The Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve does not mean in the month of August. They are not back to September. In September, virtually 70% of polled analysts on Wall Street believe the Federal Reserve will do one more 50 basis point increase, and that will be it. I'm saying no, they're doing 75 basis points in September, and that is the start of many more interest rate spikes to come. Daley, the governor from San Francisco, Bullard, this governor from St. Louis, both yesterday said, who said we're done with spikes? We have a lot of spikes to do. So here's what you need to know. This is critically important and impacts your money, is that you need to see when Wall Street has correctly assessed risk or is wearing rose-colored glasses. In my opinion, they're wearing massive rose-colored glasses at the moment, because analysts now believe that those other analysts have not assessed the risk that the Federal Reserve may have interest rate spikes past the month of September. Since the analysts don't think there's interest rate spikes past the month of September, they have not assessed potential risks that there are. And imagine if there are, and they don't have those risks embedded in the market, it's big trouble. It's big trouble, and that's exactly where that financial cliff is supposed to hit. All right, let's go to the next page. This is where the success has happened. The magic has happened, and it just keeps on happening every day on this channel. These worksheets are created by Lalate for you, and that worksheet has on page 2 an incredible table. The table is a place for you to keep track on your 4 stimulus checks that you apply for when you apply for. You're going to be with this channel for a long time. You have a lot of checks to apply for all this year, all next year, all last year. Why? Let's say, for example, you apply for water today for July, August, September, but no one's paid your water for January to July. Go get that from somewhere else. You got to keep track of that on this piece of paper. One viewer was doing that. She just didn't look at the piece of paper. She didn't look at the piece of paper. What happened? 2 Thursdays ago, 2 weeks ago today, she got that message from her state of Florida. Congratulations, it said. You've been approved for Check B. Wow, great news. The news gets better. She got approved for her mortgage assistance. Oh my goodness. That's wonderful. Better news. She got approved for 18 months of her mortgage. My goodness. That's not $10,000. That's tens of thousands of dollars. It doesn't end there yet. She got her mortgage approved for, and she got all her utilities approved for every month. For utilities, mortgage, fifth check, that's 5 checks per month. 5 checks per month for 18 months. You can do the math. 5 times 18, that's 80 to 100 checks. Congratulations to her from Florida. But she's not a rare story, because what's happened since then? Spelly was in the live chat and he got approved for check A. He also got check C's. What's happened since then? 2 days ago, one viewer got approved for 14 months of rent checks. Yes, 14 months of rent checks. And what happened last night on Evening's Countdown, one viewer got approved for 12 months of utilities. If you've had a success story, post in the live chat right now, especially send it to me on Facebook, messaging at facebook.com/Lalate News, so I feature your success story on air. Tonight on afternoons at 3 o'clock and evenings on Lalate, we'll go over the next pages of this worksheet. First, we have the raise of your benefits. We see how it's going up because inflation's not peaked. We'll have the latest on student loan debt forgiveness, the $10,000 offer for individuals who make $150,000 or less. That's tonight on evenings. And the gasoline. Let me go over the gasoline because that is a real major breaking news story. It is so important. And it's relatively complicated, so I want to say it again. It'll be featured tonight on evenings. A new report released yesterday is one of the most in-depth reports we've seen on gasoline in a long time. It says that at that OPEC Plus meeting yesterday, which was the most important meeting for gasoline in several months, it was yesterday, Wednesday, OPEC Plus agreed to increase capacity just a little bit more. But the huge story is that OPEC Plus, that consortium of oil-producing countries in the Middle East like Saudi Arabia, are now at output capacity of pre-pandemic levels. So they're producing an astronomical amount of oil. Remember what happens when you produce a lot of oil? The price goes down. What happens to the international price of Brent crude, the international price of petroleum in the last 48 hours? Shocker. Have you seen in the newsletter? It's a shocker. It was 110, I believe it was Tuesday. Then it fell to about 102 on late Wednesday. And then last night it dropped to 98. Massive, massive fall. The domestic unleaded is now below the Putin invasion numbers. So it's now at 410. It's falling about 20 cents a day every single day. The president's policies have not worked. The U.S. domestic unleaded, the U.S. release of strategic reserves of 1 million barrels a day is done. So that's gone. So why is gasoline falling? Then analysts said yesterday, one, production. It's the massive output of gasoline we have not seen since 2020. Huge, major news story. Number two, demand. Even though the price of gasoline is now back to normal in the United States, the demand has not come back. They believe that's because of the recession. People are losing their jobs. People are feeling the pinch of their dollar, and they're not spending a lot more money on gasoline that they didn't have to. I'll have this more tonight on Evenings LA. In the big second half of this video, we're going to go over those big checks. You deserve these big checks. We're going to go over them with you and why you can be another success story. Another 14 months of checks, another $100,000 of checks. That story could be your success story. It's coming up in the second half. Plus, we'll get a preview of what we're going to be talking about on afternoons today. The bear versus bull market, why the markets have not really prepared accordingly for what's going on. Plus, we'll have the latest details on the projections for that print on that inflation coming on August 10th that impacts your benefits, and that job creation number coming tomorrow. I'll be back with you in 60 seconds, but first become a member. Go into this video and join the channel. Become a Purple Hawk, Purple Power, or Casino VIP. And I'll see you back in 60 seconds as America's most loved show and Mornings continues. It's Mornings LA on air live. See you back in 60 seconds as the news continues from the shores of Santa Monica, California, this big, bold, beautiful day where it's cooling down, thank goodness, keeping my fingers crossed that it stays that way indefinitely. See you back in 60 seconds as the news continues on Mornings.
If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join Lalate Daily for the excitement of the new Lalate live daily. The excitement starts on Mornings Lalate at 9 a.m. Home Lalate returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons Lalate at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on Lalate.
And the excitement continues right now in the big second half of the Mornings LA live on air from the shores of Santa Monica, California for August 4th, 2022. Tomorrow, the news continues with that non-farm payrolls number released on Mornings LA. I'll have it live on air. Plus, more earnings recession expected with major beats and also major misses across the board coming tomorrow. I'll have the latest details you need to know. And we'll have the latest details on the indication of whether that inflation number coming on August 10th is going to be a major rise or flat number, and whether it's going to come in as the PCE did. But first, let's go over that incredible 4 stimulus checks in every U.S. state. Did you become a member? Make sure you do. Become a member, stay a member, and upgrade as a member as well. Become a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Casino VIP. Get that incredible newsletter Monday through Friday. And with that, let's go over these incredible checks. These incredible checks done by the President of the United States back in the month of March are great. I had 2 focuses for viewers at the time. They said, "LA, find us some checks." And I found them with 2 focuses at the time. 1, big payouts. I care about you, and there's going to be a recession in this economy for 2 years. I was the first to project it. Bank of England's now saying 2 years of recession. So you need big checks to survive a 2-year recession. Approximately $100,000. Go get them. Number 2, broad eligibility. Single individual, $75,000 or less, go get it. Married couple, go get it. If you rent, if you own, if you're on benefits, if you're not on benefits, go get it as well. Number 3, they're here. And if you're just finding this channel today, great. You can still go get them. Get them now. Don't wait, and continue to get them. Stay a member and become a member, because guess what? There's always checks to get, and you want to keep on getting them. And with that, let's go over the incredible checks starting right now. That first check is a check A, a $6,500 to $12,000 4 stimulus check in every U.S. state. That incredible check is just huge. $6,500 to $12,000. Single individual, $75,000 less. A married couple, $150,000 less. Go get it. And if you're on benefits, go get it as well. How do you get it? Go down in this video, join the channel. Join the channel and become a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Casino VIP. Yesterday, nearly over 100 new members. Welcome to all the wonderful new members. Existing members renewing. Make sure you keep your membership active and renewed, because you cannot miss a breaking news story, and you want to keep on getting checks. And welcome to all the members who upgraded from Purple Hawk to Purple Power and Purple Power to Casino VIP. Go down the membership newsletter to find check A. There it is. Click the link and it sends you into the nationwide website. Then choose your state and then pounds and go get that check. It's called the Weatherizing Grant Check, and that's what Speller got. The next check is what that viewer out of Florida got. 80 checks, 80, $15,000 to $80,000. My goodness. Single individual, $75,000 less. Married couple, $150,000 less. And if you're on benefits, go get it. Become a member. Go down that membership newsletter. You find check B. Don't forget to subscribe as well. And when you find that check B in the newsletter, click the link. It sends you into the nationwide website and go get it. Look at that success story so far. That's $80,000. Check A is $12,000. That's $100,000 already. Here's check C. This is the check that one viewer, 2 days ago, got 14 months of rent. My goodness. This is the check that viewer yesterday got 12 months of utilities. Incredible. How do you get this check C? Step 1, subscribe. Step 2, become a member. Then go down that membership newsletter till you find check C. There it is. There is check C. Go get it for rent, utilities, mortgage, assistance, more. It tells you where to call, what to say, and how to say it. The Check C success stories have been on this channel since day one, because we've been getting them since March of 2020, before there even was a third stimulus. And here are some of the success stories for Check C. Do you want these numbers for rent? Then go get Check C. From 20 all the way up to 30,000, from Nisi to Elizabeth. Do you want these numbers for utilities? Like the viewer yesterday who got 12 months of checks for utilities? That's incredible. It's more than anything on this graphic right here. Go get Check C. Then Snap, one viewer is getting $250,000 over 10 years. Let's look at the combinations. Nisi was 23,000, now she's gone to 50,000. Marcus at 32,000, then he went to 50, then he went to 100. He got Check B, he went to 166. And Lorraine, she went from 105 to 150. The common theme among Lorraine, Johnny, Spelling, Nisi, Margaret, all the viewers that just had those success stories is the following. One, they're in all the live chats. You gotta watch the videos. There's so much breaking news coming on a regular basis. There's no time to repeat it. Early in this recording, I said, you know what? I have to mention that gasoline production output issue from OPEC Plus. But if I hadn't repeated that, you may have missed it. It was a story that broke on Wednesday, and it would explain the situation for gasoline dramatically, and you wouldn't know it unless you heard the recording. It impacts your wallet, it impacts your benefits, it impacts inflation. That's why you can't miss any recordings. Number two, you got to keep on getting checks. Jump in the live chat and keep on getting checks. Watching the videos helps remind you what's going on. There's a lot in a video, and certainly if you miss something for a second because you're trying on a new pair of lobster shorts, then you might miss what I said. If you watch another video, then you'll catch it then. Nisi, Lorraine, Johnny, Margaret, keep on getting checks. You want to keep on getting checks because this recession is going to be going on for a while. You need to keep that membership active. Keep on renewing that membership to make sure you keep on getting more checks. 200 here, 800 there. Every day, Nisi, Lorraine, Margaret, keep on getting additional checks. Step one, go into this video, subscribe. You're watching Lalate, the number 3 most watched financial news channel in America. On fire, expanding to number 2. First, Lalate Live, which you may be watching right here, is now a 24 hours a day, 7 days a week show with the feed updated throughout the day. Jump in the live show at any time to see a two ticker scroll that has the latest on the stocks, your bonds, your crypto, and oil. Then Lalate.com, the website, the news website that started it all no less than 20 years ago, has expanding that news coverage to your money. Number 3, 2 new channels coming to this family, LA2 and LA3 in just a few days from now. Go into this video, subscribe. Go into the video, join and become a member. And then go to the front of the channel, hit that bell to make sure all your notifications set to all on. And you're ready to rock and roll. I'm so proud of your success stories. And if you've had a success story, post in the live chat. Don't forget to send it to me on private message on Facebook on this channel. This evening on Evenings Lalate and this afternoon on Afternoons Lalate, we'll go over one of the major question marks, which is whether this economy has suddenly come out of a bear market or is still in the bear market. Why is this a topic of discussion and why is it happening? Let me tell you what's going on across the board. Whether it is analysts, whether it's the White House, whether it's the Federal Reserve, we've seen this week too much rose-colored glasses. Data is a lie. Data is either a positive number or a negative number. Analysis can be inaccurate. So ultimately, you need to put the data first and then put the analysis after. That's why the jobless claims number on Thursday is such a great data number. You can't spin the number. If it's up, it means it's worse. If it's down, it means it's better. It's a very, very easy number to digest. When you look at the bear market versus bull market, let me tell you what's going on. Back around late May, Walmart and Target missed and gave massive guidance downward for the rest of the year. That shot the market down dramatically. Day after day, the news kept on coming in bad. Stocks kept on going down until they reached a very bad low around mid to late June. Out of nowhere, around July 15th, stocks started to go straight up so much that many of them have regained all the losses they had earned during the month of June. So, what has happened this week? Some analysts have come out and said, the bear market is over. We're back in a bull market. Excuse me? Let me tell you the significance for you for this. A bear market is where stocks go down. A bull market is where stocks go up. There's no bear market that lasts 2 weeks or 3 weeks that these analysts want to say. So why are they saying it? They're saying it for their own prerogative. They want you to buy or sell stocks with you Because in a recession, when it's a bear market and things are down, you're not going to sell anything. They want to tell you it's a bull to get you to buy and sell and buy and sell. They want you to give them that business. Who else is doing that? The White House is telling you we're not in a recession. We are in a recession. White House is telling you that inflation has peaked. It hasn't. It's also telling you that labor's strong. It isn't strong. Why are they doing that? To make themselves look good. Federal Reserve this last weekend, the Minneapolis president appeared on news, governor, and he refused to answer any questions about recession. Why? Because it looks bad for him. So you see some people that are trying to give you incorrect analysis and avoid discussion of the data. Ultimately, be focused on the data. 1, we're in a recession. And in a recession, the stock market goes down 50%. Number 2, you don't have to own stocks. You don't have to even know what the stock market is, but you have to understand. A down stock market hurts everyone. If you went to the coffee shop this morning and picked up the local newspaper and said the stock market crashes 3,000 points, imagine the topic in the diner. Everyone will be talking about the economy because everyone understands down stock market is bad, up stock market is good. So if Wall Street analysts are trying to tell you it's great times from here to the rest of the year for the stock market, you know that is a scary, incorrect analysis, that they have not embedded the risk of a downward spiral. You're not going to do that. And that is why we're winning. I was the first to broadcast and to predict that the U.S. economy would go in recession in February this year. I was the first to record that 2% target inflation by the Federal Reserve would not be reached by December. I said that in March. I was the first to say that inflation would come in at 8% and not go down, would be sustained at 8%. And I said that last spring of 2021. And I also said that unemployment claims would go from 180 to 200, from 200 to 230, and from 230 to 260. And here we are today. You got to stay with the data. And when the analysis is on point, you need to stay there as well. And so with that, stay with me throughout the day. Coming up next, if you're watching this when it's airing at the first time, join me as it spirals you over to noontime at 11 a.m. And if you're on the live show, stay on the live show because the live show will be updated throughout the day with the afternoon feed as well. From the shores of Santa Monica, California, remember to become a member. Become part of the family that wins by learning and earning. Become a member, Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Casino VIP. And we have a lot of major news coming out throughout the day. Join me on afternoons at 3 o'clock and also on evenings. From the shores of Santa Monica, California, God bless. Stay informed, stay focused, and stay with LA for more.